I remember as a kid, I could hear the echo through the city. It sounded like someone was chanting.
Water's on the inside. Do it again and sparkling water. These are the two.
Jockeys must be competitive. You want to be better than your fellow colleagues. Huge emotions, huge emotions. Very high highs and very low lows. And it's dangerous. You had to win, you had to race. It's all about winning. There are disappointments.
Now, Tawanda gets scratched out of the Vodacom Durban July.
But yeah, it was
I think Muzi was riding a dirty race.
Do it again, has done it again. Reach it for E.
My dream always was to be a jockey and to ride in a race.
I could have been a better jockey than some of these guys.
Like, this is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take quite a lot of work. Up, let's go.
Oh, ways.
I'm nervous. I'm scared.
Be organized in your mind, in the way you do things.
There is a direct correlation between the size of your stomach and your diabetic risk.
I think I'll ask some questions that I can answer.
No, don't worry, brother. Don't worry. So you just keep looking at me. You're talking to me. It's.
Then I'm not looking at the camera. I'm going to come out as I'm not looking at the camera.
No, it's fine. You're not looking at the camera. You're looking at me. What is your name and where are you from?
My name's Garth. I'm from Durban. Live in a small town called Queensborough. For me, what I find exciting about horse racing, if I'm going to be honest, is just being close to that animal. Even if I'm not riding, I might just be there in the ring and I might look like I'm not really paying attention, and maybe I'm not paying attention, but my happy zone is just being in that vicinity that I know there's the horses over there in front of me, the smell of them, the noise of them, the beauty of them, watching the muscles, seeing them in the parade ring, cantering down, watching how the different jockeys have different riding styles, how they're holding the horse, their position, how they're handling the horse, more difficult horses. I get a lot of, I find that, if you can call it exciting.
Visit our website, ttw.co.za.
I was born in Durban and my whole life I've been a Durban boy. I wasn't a naughty kid. I wasn't one of the troublemakers. I hated school. So I'm one of 4 children. I've got twin older brothers, and then I've got a younger sister. We had a comfortable life, you know. My parents worked hard to make ends meet and to give us the best that they could. My very first school I went to, I only ever went to 2 schools in my life, Eskom Primary and then Queensborough Boys High. But I always say I never went to school, I got taken, otherwise I wouldn't have gone. Garth was always the kid with a race card in his pocket. You know, our teachers say to me, Garth, if you could study study your schoolwork as much as you studied that race card, you'd be a straight A student. I started riding when I was 10 years old, 1983, and the very first time I mounted up, the horse's name was Ilanga. I remember trying to get the horse to go watching cowboys on TV, and it just goes, yeah, and I'm like this with the reins, and no, you got to squeeze with your legs or kick with your legs behind. And I started realizing and learning that if you ride racehorses and you ride work, you don't have to pay for that. And I loved going fast on a horse. So I thought, you know, if I can get myself into a position where I can go ride work, go ride racehorses, A, I'm going to be galloping them, yay. That's what I want to do. And B, I don't have to pay. Yeah, that's pretty much what got me going into riding work, is the money aspect of it. I'm going to save a lot and I get to gallop these animals. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? So you're not worried I'm going to kill myself riding horse again?
No ways. I mean, you fell off the horse once and you became a little bit conscious and I got a fright, remember that?
My very first show.
Since then, I don't know what it is, but even in your school days, you just slept and dreamt and ate horses. The chest of drawers had every single book from every single race from way back before I was born.
Jeez.
I couldn't believe it.
Everyone says to me, Garth, you wanted to be a jockey, your dad should have been a jockey. You know, he just has a brilliant work ethic. He's still, I mean, he's been retired, I think he's 72, 73 now. So he's been retired for about nearly 10 years. And he still wakes up early every morning.
Yeah, well, you must do what you want to do. If you love horse racing, go for it. Just be careful, be safe. Because it doesn't matter what sport you're in, they're all dangerous. Yeah. Rugby, soccer, cricket, even table tennis can be dangerous.
My name is Tawanda and I am a horse groom. I groom horses, yeah.
Still out here.
Alright, should we be serious now? Okay, cool. My name is Tawanda and I am a digital marketing strategist. I work very much in horse racing, doing marketing and digital marketing, video production and all sorts of stuff. So I grew up in a small town called Escort. It's on your way to Joburg, you pass Escort, so that's where I grew up. I had an interesting childhood, a very normal childhood. You know, grew up in the suburbs. I played sports, rugby, cricket, soccer. My mom did everything she could to give us the best that she could. We went to good schools, and I have a little brother that I grew up with. We used to play together. I have an older sister, and it was a very, very nice childhood. So I got involved in horse racing through my father, who works for Gold Circle, and he saw one of the videos that I was doing at the time before I was working, and he showed it to some people at Gold Circle. They loved it, and then I started working for Gold Circle as a videographer, and I started creating content. So that's how I got involved in horse racing, because I was filming horses and just being involved in the industry. Hey, it's not easy, eh? The problem is the balancing of life and riding.
Whose problems are that?
It's my problem.
Balance, be organized, be systematic. You can, as long as you're doing everything haphazardly and your life looks like a fruit salad bowl, it's like you're now putting a tomato in fruit salad because a tomato is a fruit.
Yeah. I'm very much worried about how I'm going to have to balance riding and work once we start riding, because I know riding is going to take a lot of my energy and I need to be at the office to make sure that things get done. What's your advice?
don't put a tomato in your fruit salad because it's a fruit.
It just takes some good decision making. That's what he's saying. And I think it's very good advice, but I feel like he is making me choose between one or the other.
It's time for the 2022 Hollywood Bets Durban July Race Day, and the first of 12 races is the Bloodstock South Africa Sales Cup for fillies over 1300 metres. I'm joined in the GTV studio for race 1 by Warren Lenferner. Warren, we've woken up to a glorious, glorious day here in Durban.
Last night there was a bit of a wind around, but that's cleared and the weather gods are on our side. What a glorious day, Graham. What an absolutely glorious day in the province and a glorious day here at Hollywood Bets Greyville. The atmosphere from very early this morning has been already electric. We can't wait. What happens in horse racing, there are a lot of people involved. Let's start with your jockey. Your jockey is the gentleman or the lady that's going to ride your horse. Needs to have ability, needs to have the ability to think on his or her feet quickly. You get your trainer who's had to condition the horse, who's had to nurse the horse, who's had to bring his horse or her horse to perfect fitness to compete at the best level in that race. You get your owner who's nervous, who's excited, who wants his horse to do well. You want to see your horse compete to the best that they can, so your owner is generally very nervous. You get the breeder who's watching the horse that he or she bred from a young foal. They're nervous. The groom, the groom is the person that wakes up in the morning, has to groom the horse, check that food is being eaten, enough fresh, clean water, takes the horse to the horse float, lives every day of his life or her life with the horse. A lot of people get affected and are involved in bringing a horse to the races. Being a jockey is not easy because you're riding an animal that can't speak. You've got to be strong, you've got to have strength to control the horse, you've got to have strength to push and ride your horse to get the horse to respond and give you the maximum that it can. Then there's the diet. If you don't have diet issues, well then that's fine. You can eat as much as you like and carry on and live a normal life. If you have got dietary issues, you have to diet, you have to watch what you eat. You have to make certain weights. You either have to eat more to get to that weight or lose a lot of weight to get to the lower weight. Sweating. Some jockeys sweat on a daily basis. They live in sweat clothes. They've got to run every day. They've got to go to gym. They've got to do work. They've got to come into the sauna and sweat and lose as much weight as they can. It's tough. It's tough and it's taxing. Tawanda and Garth are wanting to become jockeys and wanting to become more au fait with riding horses. It's a lot of hard work. It's something that you're really going to want to do. You have to work hard. You have to get up when you fall off, and you have to soldier on, and you have to go and put in the hard work, because it's not as easy as just jumping in a car and going. It's a difficult job.
Basically, I reached out to Tawanda and said, you know something, I'm at an age now where I think if I start too late, it's going to be too late. So I'd like to start riding work again and maybe just go through a program where we show and highlight what it takes to ride a racehorse. I haven't ridden for many years, so it's going to be quite a challenge. I'm overweight.
So you used to ride?
I used to ride work, yes,
okay,
many years ago. And the bug has never really left me. I've always wanted to ride a game, and I'm thinking to myself, if I wait any longer, I'll never get to do it. I'll be too old. So I've got to do it now. So if we could have an opportunity where we could go through like a work riding program, we document it, and then the whole, like I said, the whole idea of it is to highlight what it takes to be a jockey.
So Tawanda, do you ride?
No, I've
never ridden in his life.
I've never ridden in my life before. Prior to me working in the industry 4 years ago, I had never ever seen a racehorse ever in my life.
And what is your end goal? What do you guys want to do? What's?
Well, it
you
would
just wanna
be
learn how to
nice.
ride, or just wanna...
My dream always was to be a jockey and to ride in a race. I don't know if we will get that far.
How much time are we going to be able to spend with you?
I've got as long as we need. For my side, personally, I'm fully committed to this.
I'm just sort of thinking now, there's a couple of things that we're going to have to work around. First of all, you can't just jump on a racehorse, okay? Because you will die. They can kill you, you know. I mean, you have to be able to get your head around that. So that's number one. And
I'm not scared. You see, that's the thing with me. I'm one to take on a challenge, and I'm not scared at all. I'm not fazed by it.
I think Tawanda is extremely naive. However, he's also very confident. He's got this cockiness about him, but I say that in a good way. And I look up to that. I'm inspired by him. I believe he's brave enough.
we're going to have to get you fit. We're going to have to get you strong. And we're going to have to, well, I mean, you're already ahead in terms of the riding, because, I mean, you know how to ride. We will have to refresh your memory.
Yes.
That's fine. But I think we're going to have to get you fit, and we're going to need to get you to lose some weight with respect.
Strength,
we're going to need to get you to lose some weight. So we need to just see how much you weigh first.
Yes.
And that's fine. I mean, that's what we do here, you know.
Yes.
Get you to lose some weight. We'll plug you into our dietitian and our sports scientist and our biokineticist.
I'm very worried that I might not be able to lose my weight. I'm worried about as to how much weight I can lose. What's my minimum? You know, what's the most weight that I can lose, and then what is that figure?
Garth's weight, I am quite worried about it. It's the first thing that one would think about when you hear that he wants to ride. He's going to need to work very, very hard in bringing it down.
I'm just very curious with you never having ridden a horse before, and quite encouraged that you're brave enough to take on a task like this. I don't think you quite realise it yet. I'm scared.
Do you know what I always say? I always say to myself, I always look at the Moosies and the Smangas and the Donovan Dillons and the Warren Kennedys, and I look at these guys and I think I could have been a jockey. Look, some jockeys I look at and I think to myself, you know, if I walked down that if I chose to do that, I could have been a better jockey than some of these guys, just because of the mindset that I have.
Yes, and look, that is important, but my friend, you're way too tall. I'm sorry, can I just burst your bubble now?
If I did go that route, I think I would have been an incredible jockey because of my work ethic. I work very, very hard, and that's what that statement was backed by. I was a little naive at the stage when I said that statement, so please take it lightly.
I can't see it being a problem. I think it'll be quite a nice venture.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be exciting to watch.
It's going to be interesting, right?
Yeah. What does that got?
89.4.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I thought I was in the 90s.
60 on the dot.
Garth and Tawanda are going to they're going to have their work cut out for them. Garth is 50 years of age and weighs 90 kilograms. Tawanda is 26 years of age and doesn't weigh very much. So they're both two different human beings completely. They can do it, they certainly can do it if they put their minds to it and they work extra hard. They're going to have to work extra hard than the natural athlete, than the natural horseman, than the natural rider. They're going to have to work extra hard at it.
Have either of you done the beep test before?
Yeah, long time ago.
Long time ago. So the beep test works in levels. So you get beep level 1, all right, beep 2 all the way up. And each level, it's the same pace. Okay, so that's really important to remember. You mustn't run too quickly, too fast. Your heart rate's going to come up, and then you're not going to be able to recover quick, and you're going to get tired quicker than you would normally get tired. Okay, so stick to the pace.
Level 1.
Okay.
It's a full start.
Okay, a bit faster.
Level 1, 5.
Good.
Level 1, 6.
Pick it up, pick it up. Nice, keep it, let's go, let's go.
Level 2, 6.
Keep it, let's go, let's go.
Level 2.
Nice, Tawanda, that's a good pace, keep it going.
I wasn't worried about this at all because I've done a beep test before when I was growing up playing rugby.
Trying to get to the other side in time for that beep, beep, and my timing was always wrong.
Beep 6.
Okay, Garth.
Level 3.
Nice pace.
Level 5, 4. Start.
Nice, Tawanda, let's go, let's go.
Level 7,
Nice.
8.
My heart was beating in my brain.
I thought the man was dying.
Never been that tired, and I mean, I know I only did a couple of laps.
There was a point where he had his head in between his knees and he's breathing heavily.
I get tired just thinking about how tired I was.
And I was worried, you know what I mean? Because everybody was looking at him. Even the camera guys were like, should we stop filming?
That was me. I gave everything I had.